Boss bragged about firing his mom and I don't understand why. Today my boss, a partial owner, told me he fired his mom and hasn't spoken to her in over 18 months because the majority owner told him to. I'm not doubting my reaction or feelings to the comment, but I am genuinely confused as to what he expects an employee to take away from that. What are your thoughts?
So my thoughts are that's not ideal. I mean, maybe the mom sucked and they needed to be fired anyways, and maybe they have a bad relationship with their mom, but it doesn't sound like they necessarily have a bad relationship with their mom. It just sounds like they're just trying to get a reaction or a rise out of you or something. Let's look into that. So they say his well, that's not there. I can't imagine. Maybe he's just looking to push buttons, get reactions for people, or maybe he thinks it'll make people fear or respect him, or maybe he was forced into it and brags to cover up how powerless he felt. I think if he's just trying to push buttons and trying to get reactions from people, then not as big of a deal. But if he's thinking it'll make people fear him, and that sounds like a toxic work environment. I wouldn't be excited for that. But they're your current boss. They're not somebody that you're evaluating as a potential employer. So there is that element to it. But somebody said to me, it seems like he's trying to show you that he believes nobody is sacred, everybody is replaceable, and that he will value the company's wishes above all else. TLDR, he's Dwight Schrute as manager. Yeah, I mean, I guess there are plenty of valid reasons why he would have fired his mom, like if she didn't show up to work. Like, like also it could be just a joke. Maybe it's just a joke, but and was he really bragging? These are all questions that people want to know answers to. But he hasn't spoken to her in over 18 months implies that she might have done something unthinkable, or maybe she just thinks it was unthinkable of him to fire her. It sounds like there's some nuances from that hey, maybe just dig into that and be like, so what happened? And if he goes into it, you might be able to find out, oh wow, his mom sucked, or his mom just really wasn't a good employee, so he let her go, and that just makes sense. And there's some hard feelings there. Or you can find out that your boss is a total monster. I think that this really could go both ways. I'll give you a thumb up vote though. This piece is what to take away from that is probably to find a new job. Can't imagine doing that, let alone sharing with others. Yeah, I mean, I don't think my mom is the type of employee that I would fire. And honestly, I don't think any of my family members are the type of employee that I would fire. Then again, hear me out. Maybe, I mean, what's the alternative? You tell them to resign? Well, that's just good for the company, you know? I mean, if they fire them, then they might be eligible for severance or, right? I mean, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Anyways, this could go so many different ways. The fact that he's bragging about it gives me a little bit of weird taste in my mouth, but if I were you, I would maybe say, "Hey, tell me a little bit more about that." And see if you can get something out of that. But that is an interesting question. And I would say that your boss is not necessarily, we can't make a determination on whether or not your boss is a lunatic yet, but I'd give him like a 3 to 7 range.
Chasing payments, still playing in the basement while I'm working on arrangements. They heard the kid in 50 countries, thank God that's amazing. But I'd rather thank Spotify, they put me on the station.